Well, people have been using fermentation to add flavor to food since the Stone Age, and for centuries it's been a labor of love. Now today we still use fermentation in many food products, and while the methods and the processes we use, of fermenting our culinary favorites have changed, it still takes great care and attention. And our espresso food stylist Nicole Snelling, she's in studio with us, and she's here to help us understand from a culinary perspective, what exactly is fermenting?
So a fermentation process is essentially when it doesn't always have to be yeast. People think fermentation, you use yeast like we've got over here, but fermentation happens naturally through bacteria. So that is basically what it is. So it's a bacteria that eats your carbohydrates or sugars and creates like a gas and essentially flavor. That is what comes out of it.
And that's what we are after. So have you got a little bit of an experiment here?
I have an experiment. So something that we can try at home. So if you want to make like a bread, or even if you want to do a cabbage, you could even slice up a cabbage, put some salt on and let it sit in a sealed jar and let that ferment. But I like to make a starter for bread. I love baking bread. So what you would usually do as a quick fix is add the yeast.
Yeah.
But you don't need it. You just literally need some flour and water.
There we go.
So that's it, and you mix it all up, and you're going to let this sit for a couple days. So the trick is if you want to speed up a fermentation, you can add things like honey or some sugar, and the bacteria will eat it quicker. So you're basically feeding it.
You are. So if you leave this for a couple of days, the process will still happen. It just takes a little bit longer.
It will just take a little bit longer. But yeah, you can feed it a little bit of sugar just to speed up the process.
Oh, there we go.
And that's it. So you would essentially leave this, and you'll see it will literally double in size. And then you would put that into your bread and get the flavor that you want. It creates a very home-baked sourness to it.
And it's safe. It's completely safe, because you're talking about bacteria and adding it to your food. It's completely safe.
It's completely safe. If you will smell when you've left it for too long, and you can smell when it's a bad smell or a good
sour.
Yeah, it's almost like an alcoholic smell to it. It's a very yeasty, brewy smell. That means it's a healthy yeast.
And that's the good one that you want. Now, I don't know if you know this, but did you know that Nespresso coffee goes through a fermentation process on its own? Now, the fermenting process, the coffee, they have cherries that are hand harvested. Once picked, the coffee cherries are then coated with yeast. It is then fermented for 72 hours in special containers, and before being dried in the sun for 2 days. Now there's different coffee flavors, and I'm about to use the La Completa Refinada and make us a nice little lungo. There we go.
So when I actually had to develop recipes for this one, when I tasted it for the first time, I could taste the natural fruit fermentation flavors of it. So I was very impressed with this flavor, this flavor pod.
There we go.
Is it coming?
Yeah, it's coming. It's coming. There we go. Let's try that one more time. Lucky number 3. There we go. That's the sound we want.
There we go. Nice. I was like, I'm waiting for that coffee, Zoe.
I know you are ready for it. I'm going to make both of us this one. And I mean, I love what I love about the La Completa Refinada is it's got that wild fruity notes to it.
Yeah.
There's that cherryness, there's some pomegranate flavors to it. And that's also part of the Nespresso fermenting process, which is very, very interesting.
It's almost like when you open up a pack of dried fruit.
That one's for you.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, I feel like we need to make one more.
On the top.
There we go. And we'll do a lungo. There we go.
So when you open up the packet of fruit and you get that initial smell, that's exactly what I get from this pod. I love it so much.
Oh, well, it's amazing. There's a mild bitterness to it. You can expect, a balanced body and acidity, which really makes this such a great pod. It is smooth and vibrant, and it is made with care. Now, I love the little lesson I got. I feel like this was, if you were my science teacher, I would have enjoyed it a lot more. But thank you so much. And of course, if you have a very interesting, fermenting process that you would love to share with us, you can always head on over to the Espresso Facebook page, share those with us, and we will enjoy our coffee. There we go.
What comes from care?
When it comes to making coffee, I see what others don't. In Nicaragua, rare taste is created with care and determination. I let the beans dry and caramelize, turning them into a sweet reward not seen in any other coffee around. When you care, the reward is sweeter.
Made with care.